What's up, everyone? It's Emmanuel here with Financial Fitness. So right now I'm driving for DoorDash, and I've been doing it for about 6 or 7 days now, almost a week. We're just gonna call it a week. So I just wanted to talk about a little bit the lessons that I learned in my first week of driving DoorDash. Now, disclaimer: these are lessons that I learned personally with my market. I'm here in Colorado, in Colorado Springs right now, so it might be a little different in different markets, and you have to judge your market. And the only way I guess to do that is to get started. So yeah, watch the whole video and then take what you can from this video to help out with your market. But so one of the first things I learned, and I don't know how I didn't know this, but you should probably schedule a day or take some time. Like, I would try to see if you have like a free block of time in your work week or whatever it is, and that's when I would schedule my first dash, right? Because the first day it took me 2 hours to actually get an order because I wasn't dashing. I thought I was dashing. You open the app and it says navigate. It tells you to go to this place. You drive there, and then when you get there, it still says navigate, or it won't say dash now, or it'll say there's too many drivers. It's a lot of things that happen. But if you schedule, it is so much easier, because the second you open your phone, or the second you open the app, I should say, you can start dashing, whether you are in the zone or not. So you can hit dash now and then drive to wherever they want to send you, because usually they send you to different hotspots. There's like usually a list of 1 through 5 hotspots and stuff like that. And usually if you're out of the dash zone, they will start you off by the nearest hotspot to you, and then you can start dashing. But if you're already on schedule, whether you're in the zone or not, you can start dashing immediately as you're on your way to the zone. So yeah, like I said, it took me 2 hours to get started, and I wish I would have known that. And so I wish I did it on the day after work. I had got out of work a little early, and so I just wanted to go dash for my first day. It took me like 3 or 4 days to actually build the confidence to go do it. But yeah, so make sure you schedule and make sure you have time on your hand for your first time, because that was a big lesson, and that wasted 2 hours essentially. And I made like $50 that day, and it makes me think, what could I have made if I had scheduled? So yeah, so the next thing that I would say would help is learn the times that work best for your area. Now, there's the basic times, like you have lunchtime, so about 11 to 2, and then you have dinner time, so you have like 4:30 to like 8-ish. But there's peak times outside of that. Like I've noticed definitely, and here in Colorado Springs, I started getting a lot more orders after 8 o'clock. Like after 8 o'clock, I started going like that. And on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, I get a lot of groceries. Like right now, I'm waiting at Walmart for the people to bring out the groceries. And so you got to kind of learn the time when it's the best time to drive, because yeah, there are the basic times like lunch or dinner, but there are specific times that certain restaurants are more popular, and say certain areas are more popular and things like that. So the only way to do that is to drive, but definitely try to notice that or pay attention to that, especially while you're driving early on. So another thing that kind of helped me, or I didn't really pay attention to until after, is where you're delivering to, right? So the app, when it pulls it up and it says, hey, you have this order, it'll tell you where the restaurant is and where the person lives. And in the beginning, I didn't notice that, so I would just accept everything. It just made sense to me to accept everything, especially to get over the fear of delivering people's food or delivering someone's groceries, especially during this time. I don't know if you notice I have my mask on, so it's Corona's still a thing. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking, just a little, just dealing with it, contactless deliveries and stuff like that. But definitely pay attention to the distance from the restaurant, the distance from you to the restaurant, and then the distance from the restaurant to that person's house, because that can save you time. Because if the person lives, I don't know, let's just say 13 miles away, and you're going to make $4, like, there's no reason to accept that. Unless you just want to accept everything, but you're going to spend more time driving than you're going to make off of that. And there's a possibility that person tips you in cash, but it's very low. More likely they would have already put in the tip through in the app. So look at that. You have a thing such as an acceptance rate. Yeah, if you have a higher acceptance rate, they send you more more orders. But in reality, do you want to drive that far for $4 or $3, or would you rather make bang for your buck and get those 8, 9, 10, $12 deals, with the distance? Now, if it's a short distance, I take those $3, $4 really quick, especially because those $3 or $4 can compile on top of each other. I love when I go a $5 deal or a $5 order, and then they give me 2 orders, and now I have a $5 and a $6 order, and it takes me the same amount of time that it would have taken me if I would have just got a straight up $7 or $8 order. So that's why I do take those 5 or 6. It really takes $6 or $7 to make it worth for me. But certain restaurants that I know are fast, I will do the $3 or $4 ones. And so another one is they have, especially with the peak times, they have extra incentives. Like occasionally they'll give you another $1 and they give you another $2. But those are usually out a couple days before or a day before, so they'll usually let you know. So that's a good time to help you find when to schedule, especially if you don't know when to start. I would schedule one of those peak times because that dollar helps. It makes a huge difference. So let's just say I've done 35, or no, actually I was 35. I did before I started yesterday. I've done 56 orders to date, right, as of right now, and with that being said, about 30 of those were during the plus $1 times, because I would schedule during those times. So I've made around 30 something extra dollars alone just from driving during the peak times. So that $30 is almost as much as I've been tipped for those same 30 things. So I made, because some people don't tip at all. Some people tip $2. Some people, it just depends. So another tip that I thought about is you should get either a phone holder or something for your phone to sit on. That way you don't have to constantly look down into your lap or any of that. I luckily, in my car, I have a charger and I have a touchscreen. So with my touchscreen, my GPS always shows up on the touchscreen if I choose to, because I have an iPhone and my phone is compatible with that. So that is equivalent to if I had my phone on a mount or something like that, because the GPS is always on there. So I can have the DoorDash app open on my phone if I need to check that, if I need to look at anything, and then I have the GPS is always up on my monitor. Yep. And so just for the purpose of not making this video too long, I'll do one more tip, and my last tip is try to make your time most efficient. Like, try to have like a little bit of fun, or try to maybe throw on an audiobook or something to where when you're driving, because you might do 3, 4, 5 hours of driving. And I'm not a big driver. I don't like driving. So I listen to audiobooks when I drive around, or I listen to a podcast. I try to get away from just listening to the radio or just listening to music, because it's going to get boring. You're going to get tired of that, and it may make you not want to drive anymore. So I've done it to where I listen to my podcast, or I'll listen to an audiobook. And that way I can feel better about the 6, 7 hours I put in or that I drive, because I do that on top of my work, But yeah, that made that a little bit easier for me, and I feel like I didn't waste time. So right now I'm completing an order, so I'm gonna end the video here. I'll probably do another one once I complete my first 100 orders. This is just my first week, and I think I've done to this point 56 or 57 orders. So when I do my first 100 orders, I will do another video. But for now, keep flexing those financial muscles.